Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. It is the 28th of November, 2024, and you're in beautiful desert Quartzsite, Arizona. It's 7:12 a.m. And before I get to reading your comments, I'm going to read my weather. And in Quartzsite right now, it's right here in the desert in La Posa South. It's 50 degrees. We're expecting a high of 68 and a low of 46 today under totally sunny skies, which will change completely tomorrow because tomorrow high is 67, low of 47, and it shows just no sun, just all clouds. So terrible solar day coming tomorrow, probably. And then we have the next several days are either fully sunny or partly sunny, and I can just say the average high is about 72, and the average low is about 48. And that goes on and on and on until next Sunday, where it gets a little bit higher, 76 for the high of 52. You get my point. It's perfect weather out there. But let's take one look at the winds. The winds today will get peak. It's best to say that this happens in mid-afternoon. The peak wind speed gives you an idea how windy the day is. So today, 10. Tomorrow only 8. Saturday 7, Sunday 7, Monday 7. So just great temperatures. You want that little bit of breeze, that 5 to 7 mile an hour breeze. It's wonderful. Okay, let's get going with your comments. So Ken Gray, that's a shock that Ken is the first one to comment. It's not a shock. That's Ken. On Quartzsite, gourmet grilled cheese for breakfast and more. And we'll just call that Quartzsite grilled cheese because there are lots of comments on it. Laugh out loud. I could not depend on my memory those days either. I usually just use a scrap piece of paper. Nice morning. Dottie looked like she enjoyed the ride. Hope George is enjoying himself too. George doesn't like to ride anyway, so if I leave George in the trailer, George a happy cat. And he says, on my positive news video, a guy found a $20 bill, walked into the store, bought a scratch off, and won $1 million. And my favorite part of that story is they asked him in the media, well, what are you going to do first? He says, I'm going to Golden Corral and I'm going to eat everything they got. It just tickles me. So Ken says, it's always nice to be reminded that people don't always want the fancy car or boat. No, I just want to eat at Golden Corral and not worry about how much it costs. I think I had to check. It's like $17, I think, for lunch. And it's all you can eat. Anyway, so it's funny on a lot of levels. On a bonus video for a long time ago, several weeks ago, heck yeah, this is Mitch Koski. Heck yeah, yay. Looking forward to Death Valley video. I hope you find it. It's there. I took off for a couple of weeks, drove down through the Shenandoah National Park and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Beautiful drive, by the way. To the little town of Floyd, Virginia, where I visited with friends. Back home now. Now with many Travels with Dottie videos to catch up on. Great, Mitch. Catch up on those videos. Jay Step says, sucks to get old. I can't even remember how old I am. It changes every year after all. I know, it just keeps changing. You know, here's a tip. If you ask me on the street, how old are you, Rob? I'll say 65. No problem. I'm not 65. I'm 64. I turned 65 at the end of February. And around November, beginning of November, I take next year's number and I start saying it. So by the time it comes, it's no big shock to me. I don't have to remember it. I'm saying it. So what's that? 3 months ahead of time, I'm on the new age. And 65 is great. 65 is great because two amazing things happen. I get Medicare instead of the crappy insurance. Now, I'm not complaining. I have Affordable Health Care Act insurance that, for an extremely reasonable price, protects me from catastrophic events. But it does not help me with routine medical care at all. It's like $8,000 or $9,000 deductible. So Medicare with my supplement plan and drug plan, I'm going to be sitting pretty. Plus, I have 2 small pensions, one from Neiman Marcus stores. I worked there in the 90s, and second one from Fairfax County government. Don't get too excited. They're small. I worked one place 7 years and the other place 5 years. So it's like the minimum amount of that you're going to get out of a pension, but it's that amount every month for the rest of my life. May I live 50 more years just to get that value out of those pensions. So those 2 things happen in February. Actually February 1st, because it's the first day of the month you turn 65. Boom, the Medicare kicks in. That having the government do it ahead of time so here's a bar bet. Can a regular guy, not on disability, just a regular schmo, get Medicare at 64? And most people say no, but the answer, bar bet, is yes, because I don't tune until the last day of the month. I don't turn 65, but on the first day at 64, I got a card that says effective date February 1st. So I'll be 64, getting Medicare. Good bar bet. And then March 1st, both my pensions say I'm going to get my first direct deposit payments. I'm pretty excited about that. That's all from, I can't even remember how old I am. All right, Robert Burns on the grilled cheese video. Thanks for testing water. I will use a 2 canister filter to see if the minerals are reduced. I get to use my engineering degree for once. And then there's a reply to that from Spikers. Says, can you comment when you do it, if you filter your water while filling your tank, then what filters work? Oh, that was for him, not me. That was for Robert. So again, I'll just repeat from yesterday. I'm still talking to the BLM before I produce the video, but I've done a ton of these test strips, and the only thing of concern that I saw is, I think, a known thing, that the salt levels are very high. The scale shows some days on the top of the scale at 250 parts per million, and the next step up is over the scale of like generally considered good for drinking water at 500, and sometimes some days it's at 500. So, and you have to match the color, the exact color, the shade of color, and I'm a guy, right? I'm not great with colors, so take that with a grain of salt. How's that? Come on, somebody laughed at that. Someone laughed at that. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a real short video on it when I hear back from the BLM. And yes, I did test my own water that I get from town. I tested bottled water, and everything was fine. And just in the LTVA, all these other things, each color is a different chemical test, and they pass with flying colors and everything. The only thing on here isn't chlorine, but they test chlorine like on a daily basis. My phone just started talking to me. I have no idea why. So that was a little distracting to get that off. So everything else passed with flying colors. They somehow, and I don't know how they do this. When I talk to the BLM, I'll ask them. They put chlorine into the groundwater, I guess, into the aquifer. So they have to closely monitor the chlorine levels that are coming out of the faucets. Be interested to know how they do that. It's be interesting, because it's not. I wonder if it goes from the aquifer into a holding tank down there and then gets pressurized with the pump. I bet that's it. I know there's a pump, because when the pumps gives out, then you got no water here, and people didn't have water for days. That's happened at least once in the past few years. For a couple days, the water pump went out and they didn't have a spare or something. Ken says, well, this is, give you some context. This is on Quartzsite comments. This woman was kind of, I wouldn't, complaining is too strong a word. She was a little frustrated that, like, she was getting 5 videos in her feed from me all at once. And she was thinking I did 5 videos in a day, and that's extremely rare. I haven't done 5 videos in a day in ages. But what was happening is, here are the ways that you get videos. If you subscribe and you hit you're subscribed and you hit the notification button, that is a direct signal from you that you want to see to YouTube, that you want to see videos from that channel. The second way that you get videos is YouTube pays attention to what you're watching. So if you're watching a lot of travels with Dottie and you're not subscribed, you're going to see a lot of travels with Dottie in your feed. When you combine those two things, it's gonna, you're watching a lot of travels with Dottie, you're subscribed, it's going to give you the things, it's going to send you notifications and put things into your feed that are associated with the notifications. Plus it'll send you some older videos too, which explains why she got 5 in one day. So here's what I suggested to her. I said, look, unsubscribe. If you like the channel and keep watching, you're still going to get my videos in the feed. You really will. And how do I know this is true? Well, 2 ways. One is I watched an interview with a YouTube employee that was what they call an algorithm. They call it the algorithm, what I'm describing, the method they use to deliver videos to you. And he was describing this in detail. And I can attest to the fact that there have been channels that I have been subscribed to for years that I haven't seen a video in years. And I have channels that I watch that I'm not subscribed to that they regularly show up in my feed. And then, of course, there's the ones that I subscribe to, and I'm constantly getting their videos because I'm subscribed to them. And I'm not subscribed. I'm subscribed and have notifications turned on. Very few channels do I have notifications turned on. If maybe 1 or 2, but I still get the people that I watch. The algorithm, the software program knows that, hey, I like Matt's off-road recovery. So that thing shows every single video he does, plus old ones show in my feed. Everything shows in my feed. And I don't think I'm subscribed to him. I don't think I have notifications turned on for him. So anyway, I'm pretty confident. So Ken says, no, you won't get videos like that. I'm subscribed but have the notification turned off. Then you go to YouTube/feed/subscriptions. Then I don't feel overwhelmed. There are a lot of videos from a channel. Have you noticed that I will sometimes not put a comment until the video is up for 10 hours? I wasn't sure exactly what Ken... I don't know why he's saying, no, you won't get the videos like that. I don't know. I wasn't clear whether he was disagreeing with what I just said or not, but I did put it out there. What keeps them coming is your viewing habits, not your switching off subscription. I have subscriptions that I have not seen a video on for years because I have notifications turned off and I no longer watch them. Other channels show up daily in my feed and I've never subscribed. So just kind of a synopsis of what I just said. Ken says, laugh out loud. You said Mountain looked a bit like Homer Simpson laying down. I said, maybe if Homer lost weight. Yeah, there was a video and Ken said something about that looks like Homer if he lost weight. And I thought he was maybe referring to some person that was in my video, and I couldn't figure out what he's talking about. So I said, Ken, I know you have a great sense of humor, but sometimes I miss what you're saying. And then I remembered there is a mountain out here that if you look at it a certain way, it looks like Homer Simpson lying on his back with the lips and everything. It's just, it's hysterical. So Ken, another from Ken. Hey, actually on the glasses, red is my least favorite color. I said you should wear them because you like them. So Ken doesn't like these, or he doesn't like the color red. I love these glasses. My favorite color is green, but blue would make a good pair of glasses and not get lost in the grass. So I'm gonna get more glasses and algodonis when I go down for dental work. My optometrist place is neighbors to the dental place, and it's inexpensive. And I'd love to get like bright blue frames. Okay. Bikers B on Quartzsite, the gourmet grilled cheese. Never been to Cube, plan on coming, so just learning. The water is concerning. I would like to avoid putting that salt or water in my fresh water tank. It can't be good for water heater, elements, or hair even. Not sure about that, but it's good for you to know that it's there. Anybody know of a Berkey would filter that high salt content for drinking even? What's the pit stops water like? As you can test, you discuss places to fill up 36-gallon water tank. Isn't that so? As you test, can you discuss places to fill up 36-gallon water tank that isn't salty? I'm a truck camper. I want to drive and fill. Looking for more water testing in other places. I think I could do that. I think I can jump by like the RV pit stop and just soak a strip. I don't think they'll charge me for that. And but I'll have to tell them what I'm doing, and they'll see me walk up there. You didn't pay for anything. Well, can I pay for 0.001 ounce? So this guy, Iceman Jack Whitey, says if the water is bad, the feds will just remove your water supply for everyone. Pretty negative comment. I'm surprised I left it there. Unnecessarily negative, but I just said if it's bad, I'm sure they should and will. Certainly not in reaction to some guy, me, with a camera and a test strip. And I didn't expound on it because I didn't want to start a back and forth. But all I've really said, it's true that day one, and you might be looking at that, is day one, I saw really high levels of copper, but that never showed up again. So that was some kind of a test error or anomaly. That's why you do lots of tests, right? So salty water is no different than if you're watching your salt intake, don't buy a bag of Lay's potato chips. It doesn't mean that they don't sell them. And it doesn't mean people don't eat them, but people with high sensitivity to salt and high blood pressure probably shouldn't eat a lot of Lay's potato chips or drink a lot of LTVA water. There. California, I definitely like, that's on Quartzsite, LTVA conditions. That was kind of a little bonus video that I did. And this was on a very cloudy day with the selfie camera kind of up on high with me and Dottie, and me talking about how cloudy it was and the strategies that I take for the more than one strategy I take for solar production for those days. I definitely like the far and high view. We get a good view of you, Dottie, in the mountains. It looks beautiful out there. I feel like a bird hovering, watching over you kids. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Rob, Dottie, and George. Well, thank you. And then Jack Brown says on the grilled cheese video, do you test your bottled water purchases? And I said, yeah, I did. And they're great. I mean, across the line, low levels of everything. Leono Rosales on grilled cheese. Yes, amazing. $100,000 plus for those vehicles. I'm guessing they don't need to sell a lot of them. I don't remember what I said about any vehicle in the grilled cheese video. I just have no memory of it. But thanks for the comment. You're paying more attention to what I said than I do. El Fuego, the fire, right? This is a bit strange to say for a 51-year-old, but I think I want to be you when I grow up. Your kindness, generosity, and humanity to our fellow people is impressive. I am a professional water quality scientist and appreciate your testing efforts that will help people to understand what they and their pets are drinking. Wow! A compliment and then a delivery by a water testing quality scientist? Holy crap, yeah. Wow, thanks. And Jen and Kurt responded to that saying, Dottie Travel, yes, thank you so much for testing the water and sharing info about it. Very helpful. You're a kind human being and wish more people would like you. Well, thank you, Jen and Kurt. And thank you, The Fire, El Fuego. Wow. You get comments like that, and it really, it's a joyful thing. Pete Diaz on the gourmet had the gourmet grilled cheese had a well for water in the boondocks of Central Florida. I had to have a water softener that took bags of salt just to get a bar of soap would lather up. The sprinklers left rust stains on the side of the house, and the sulfur smell from any faucet was horrible. Didn't live there very long. I lived in Lake Mary, Florida, in a new home, and I had this huge salt filtering water contraption. Everybody had them in their garage. It sucked. It was not fun. Spikers B, Quartzsite LTVA conditions. You gotta name your drone, being it was a bit of a mind of its own. Maybe like Gazoo is in the Flintstones. Gazoo was the little space guy in Little Martian or something in the Flintstones. Tony Lovell on the Quartzsite conditions. A question for you, Rob. We're coming down to Quartzsite from Washington next week. Our first time. I think I'm prepared. We will have our dog Jake with us. He's a Border Collie Australian cattle dog mix. Let me tell you, that mix, that's an active dog. You got your hands full there. And he's pretty active. Yes, he is. I had an Australian Shepherd, so I know. The ground here looks pretty The ground there looks pretty rocky. If you tried shoes for Dottie, or is a waste of time. The SO ordered some from Amazon. Significant other. SO, significant. I'm on top of it. But I really don't think he, click read more, will ever wear them. I doubt he can get them hold still long enough to put them on. Probably do his best to get them off. Well, my answer for Dottie only. This is not a advice for anyone else's dog. Dottie has never had a problem out here. And I actually ordered and did the same thing. I ordered the booties. I never even tried to put them on Dottie. Never even tried, because she goes over these rocks every day, constantly, long walks, no problems. Now, there are little burrs and cacti things that are in the vegetation that can cause a problem, but I don't allow Dottie in there. And Dottie does not go into where vegetation is. And in 4 years out here, Dottie's not had any kind of a problem. So that's my experience with my dog. Your experience with your dog may be different. My nomadic dream, my buddy across. I can see his. Wow. I have to really crane my neck, but I can almost see his rig. I mentioned him, and I'll mention him again. It's at My Nomadic Dream is his channel, so check him out. Thank you, Rob. I would have stopped. I just wasn't sure since you were filming, and he was in that video in his truck, waving as I was filming. Philip Williams on the same video. Started my trek to Quartzsite a couple days early. Currently in Berea, Kentucky for an overnight stop. Trying to beat the cold and snow. About 400 miles travel today. Well, that's a long travel day, my friend. Only 1,600 more to go. On my way out tomorrow, I'm going to try and eat at Buc-ee's, just a few minutes down the road from where I am at one of these places. It's one of those places I always wanted to go. Me too. I've been to Buc-ee's a couple of times, and I just thought it was amazing. I just loved it. Taking my time. That's a great idea, to take your time. I may dip further down south than I-40. It's snowy along that route. I agree. When I did the trek, I think in December, from the East Coast to here for the first time, I deliberately went south, took the southern route, just because there are mountain passes on I-40 that it can be trouble. It can be trouble this time of year. Head down through to I-20 through Texas, I imagine. Hope to be in Quartzsite as soon as I can. I will finally find out if I like nomad life or not. Been considering the 2 week for $40 just in case I find I don't like it much. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. You know, it's really hard to predict whether you're going to like the nomad life or not. The one thing that I did that was, I think, was fortuitous that I did that really convinced me is in the last few years of working full time, I took my trailer, I had a trailer before this, an older trailer, It's a sad story. A Leighton Nomad 27-foot trailer I just loved, and got destroyed with water damage due to my negligence. Roof maintenance. Okay. Um, and by the way, let me just say that I ignored the roof maintenance. Water was like pouring through a light fixture. The roof is destroyed, and the insurance company paid to replace it. $5,000. Brand new roof. A real roofing company, not an RV replacer. Roofing company put far superior materials, thicker membrane. Everything was great. What I didn't consider when I filed the claim was water damage in the walls that did not show up for a year later, where delamination started appearing, and that destroyed the value of the RV. It was probably before it was worth $10,000. I was barely able to get rid of it for $1,000, and then I got this one. And you can't get. I could not find anywhere in the country that I was willing to go that would be willing to repair delamination. I guess it's just too difficult. I found one or two places, but they weren't answering the phone or answering emails or anything. How did I get onto this topic? Oh, so I ended up moving into that RV full time while I was working for the last 2 or 3 years of my full-time work. I found a mobile home park that had a few places for RVs, and I got lucky, got slid into one in Fairfax. Trust me, it's lucky. They had a huge waiting list, and I just lucked out and got a spot in there near the office. And there are no RV parks in Fairfax, Virginia. There are 0 RV parks. You got to go like to Gainesboro, Virginia for the closest RV park. But they do have a company that owned like 2 mobile home parks. So I was in both of them. The first one I was in Manassas, and then I was in the one in Fairfax. So I was like, I want to figure out if I'm okay living full time in a small trailer. Because if that's a problem, then nomad life isn't going to work for me. And not only I liked it better than the apartments and homes that I had, but I decided I could even go smaller, which is the reason I went from 27 feet. It was 27 feet by at least, I think, 8 feet wide, and I went to 21 by 7. A big reduction in the space because I knew I'd still be comfortable. So Philip, I hope you take to it because, for people that take to it, it's a wonderful life. It really is. And that's one of my favorite movies, by the way. It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart. And Philip has another comment here on my comment video. Oh, GoPros tend to overheat and shut off after a bit. Doesn't even need to be hot outside. No, because I have one. If you continuous record, it records in 45-minute segments. So you have to splice them together with a video editing software if you have to. And I responded to him. I said, it's one of the reasons I retired my GoPro. Now I use a DJI Action 5. And it was good information for him if he ever wants to upgrade. DJI has had a series of action cameras, and this year with the 5, when you look at the plethora of reviews pitting that against the latest GoPro 12, it blows it away. So it's finally surpassed GoPro in quality and performance in a measurable way, in more than measurable ways, I should say, and it's less money. Ken, good walk. Love seeing you use the same methods I think of to figure out that selfie camera out. My nomadic dream, my buddy again. Mean Maggie's has some amazing grilled cheese. Had the Hawaiian sandwich. So that's the restaurant that I had the breakfast sandwich in. It's gourmet grilled cheese, and let me tell you, it's some good stuff. And we all think of grilled cheese as you take 2 slices of bread, you put cheese in there, you butter both sides, you fry it in the frying pan. grilled cheese, right? Or on a grill. They go through, I watch them cook, and they have a whole routine where they use steam and just all kinds of, it's constant motion where they're cooking. And it was hard to keep track of all the different things they're doing. And the taste and the texture is incredible. They're expensive, but boy, are they worth it. Controller 2152, happy Thanksgiving. I'm headed that way from Florida on my way to Baja, and know it's going to be crazy due to being January. I think I'm going to going to Yuma and camp at the dam. Great videos. Cheers, Dave. All right, Dave. Baja, I've never been there. Never been. RV Life 289, I think it's really great that you comment on each comment. It's fun to follow your channel while I'm commenting on your comment that you're commenting on me commenting that I'm commenting on. And on the conditions video on dandelion time. Cool, dude. And on dandelion time, I think probably means something. Tell me what it means. What's dandelion time? I bet there's something interesting there. Matt Spring. Any issues with red sandburrs? Can't remember what another one down there called them, but hard on dog paws. Some areas have lots down there this year. That's true. Campulance Man, who is briefly featured in today's video, did a video. He's in an area, BLM area north of town, and it's a real problem up there. They're all over the place. And I saw his video, and I looked around here, and you hardly see any here in the immediate area that I am. I don't know about all of the LTVA South, La Posa South, but everywhere I've gone, I haven't seen them. But he's right. Certain areas, they're a problem. F. Medea, which do you prefer, LTVA Tyson Wash or La Posa South, and why? For newbies, which is a better choice? More people I know here at South, otherwise it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's right across the street. I mean, I open the window here. I can see Tyson Wash, or La Posa Tyson Wash. It's exactly the same as here. It's just the other side of 95. Now, what I didn't mention in my response is the water is over here and the dump station's over here. But what do you dump every couple of weeks? Who cares? It's not a big deal. They have their own dumpster over there. It's less, well, yeah, I should have thought before I answer. It is generally, in the peak time, it's less crowded across the street. This is, I think I can speak with somewhat confidence to say this is the most popular one because it's got the dump stations and the water stations. So people like staying here. So it's more crowded. But at the same time, I got to hedge that, because even if it's crowded, just drive further out. It's hundreds of acres. You can always find it isolated, even during the busiest times. Terry, hi Rob, this is a good walk around and a fun video. Dottie seemed to be in good spirits. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving feast tomorrow. We are, my friends and I we're going to drive up. We're leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to drive up to Parker and to the Blue Water Casino and have their Thanksgiving $24.99 buffet. I will put $20 into a draw poker machine, just on the off chance that I have the same luck I had last year. Last year I won over $100, so I won. I went up there to eat and made money on the deal. But probably what's going to happen is my meal's not going to be $24.99. It's going to be $44.99, if you know what I mean. Glenn D 9527. How far away are those mountains in the background from your campsite? Do they have any roads that will take you to them, or are they just something you would have to park and then bike? That would be an amazing sunset sunrise from the top, I would imagine. Okay, the mountains, depending on which ones you're looking at. I'm looking at the Homer Simpson model right now. Homer Simpson mountain, the guy that the mountain looks like Homer Simpson lying on his back with his big lips. Pretty funny. I'm looking at it now. That's multiple miles away. Other ones are closer. I don't know the exact mileage. But what I did to him is I gave him a YouTube link if you want to check it out. If you want to find his comment or go into my playlist. I have Jeep Adventure with Old Friends, where Daryl and my buddy Daryl and Jim and his wife, the four of us jump in Daryl's Jeep and we drive right into those mountains. And it's the beginning of the video is just the four of us chattering away with the camera facing towards us. And the last 7 minutes is our hour-and-a-half trip through the mountains, sped up 10 times with music in the background. So I hope that answers your question, Glenn. Monk Frank, Pet Patio, K&K Kitchen, and Patty's Propane videos. She did my dog's nails last year. She's fast at it. Totally worth it. Randy, I'm enjoying learning through your gadgets. You on your gadgets is a great perspective above you and Dottie. You can see more of the environment around you. I want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving for Dottie and George. And Randy, we wish you equally happy or happier Thanksgiving. Greg Half, I'd like to stop at Maggie's. Yeah, Maggie's. It's called Mad. Is it Mad Maggie's? Oh, Rob. Is it Angry Maggie's? It's Maggie's. Grilled cheese. I think it's Mad Maggie's. Why don't I know this? Mean Maggie's. It's Mean Maggie's. It's called Mean Maggie's. That's the gourmet in Tyson Wells on Kuhn Street, Mean Maggie's. And it's because apparently her brother called her Mean Maggie. And it's a tongue-in-cheek thing because she's anything but mean. Mean Maggie's. Wait, Smitty's Arizona says, I hate when YouTubers blur out their financial information. I Googled Quartzsite food truck map, and there's a street food finder with a message for Q that they have not launched there. They have a message to tell vendors to join. It dawned on me it's probably not worth what they charge them. What? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay, let's read this again because I'm not understanding. I hate it when YouTubers blur out their financial information. Okay, I was paying with a credit card. I blurred it out. So I think he's trying to be fun. Smitty's trying to be funny, I guess. But this is the part that really should. I Googled Quartzsite food truck map, and there's a street food finder site with a message for Q. They have not yet launched there. They have a message to tell the vendors to join. It dawned on me it's probably not worth what they charge them. Oh, okay. So you mean there's someone out there trying to solicit these little businesses to join the food finder, and he's thinking it's probably not worth what they charge them. I agree. It probably isn't. It's a very small town. You don't need a map, really, to find. It would be nice if it were free, and they might, Google Maps probably has a lot of them that in the Google map that you could see. So I get it. Sorry, Smitty. It takes me a little while to get. So I hate when YouTubers blur out their financial information. He's just being tongue-in-cheek. He's being funny. And he's saying there's somebody trying to get, do a business with Street Food Finder. And he's right. I don't think it would be worth it. Wendy, sorry, Smitty. That I acted kind of like a jerk there a little bit at the beginning. Your comments are welcome. Wendy Sosa, that sandwich looks amazing. Something so simple but so good. Yeah, it is simple and good. And then again, it's not so simple when you watch them make it. But it's pretty fascinating. Wendy has another comment. Rob, I'm 58 and I struggle with forgetting things. I put my grandkids' Elf on the shelf in a safe place that they wouldn't find him last year. I hid it so good I can't find it. Yeah. That. Yes. 65. Carl Payne. What was it that I'm trying to remember something that I forgot this morning that I thought was kind of funny. It was like I was up and around and I have an Apple Watch and I saw the charger thing just laying on the counter and I went, oh my gosh, I've had the watch on all night. It's going to be low on batteries. And I looked at it, the battery was full and I said, oh, I already put it on like minutes ago and I completely forgot that I did it. Fun times. Let's see. Carl Payne. I love your presentations. You're very precise and I appreciate that quality in a man. Thank you. Susan Stevens, fun video. Thanks for showing us around. You look like you're getting tan in the Arizona sun. I'm usually pretty year round. I think I'm tan because I'm always following the sun in 70 degrees. So I had put a short out very early this morning. What the heck did I catch on my game camera? And it looked, what the heck kind of animal is that? And everyone kind of said it's definitely a cat, but it was huge and fat, which a huge fat cat's not going to live long around here. There are coyotes everywhere and they will eat that will not be good for a cat. And then someone said, I think I saw the glint of a collar. And then someone suggested, hey, why don't you post on like one of the Quartzsite Facebook pages? And I did. I said, if you recognize this is your lost cat, this is where I saw it and what time. Let's see if I had any responses to that. Let's see. It just says Fat Kitty, comments on it. No one's coming up and saying that's my cat or anything. So if someone's missing their cat, I hope they find it, because I don't think it's going to do well for long here. So I'm a little concerned about that. And there are going to be people that are going to scold me that, hey, it was 7:30 p.m. and you didn't post it to 7 a.m. Well, I don't monitor my game camera. I check it the next morning. And I don't expect to see lost pets. I just didn't think about it. There are a couple posts on that. Looks like a cat. Ask Eric, see what he thinks. He means Nomadic Fanatic. Bill Wright says, definitely cat. Looks very healthy. Probably snuck out. Someone was probably frantic to find it. Happy Thanksgiving. Mercedes Suarez says, looks like the baby has a collar. Someone got out. Maybe post on Quartzsite social media. And as soon as I read that, I said, good idea. That's what I did. So if someone is missing a cat, they will know where to do some looking. Or if they talk to you, the shape is definitely recognizable. If you're a cat, you would know. And that's good. Yeah, if you want to see it, just go into, if you just type in, what the heck did I catch on my game camera? There might be more than one, but mine will be there. Or you can go to my channel and click on shorts and it'll be the most recent one there. It's just 5 or 8 seconds of this big fat, I think black cat, but it's black and white because it's infrared. So it could be brown, but it's probably black. And let's refresh. That last one was 14 minutes ago. So let's reload the page, see if there's any, ooh, there are lots. So the last one is Baby Has a Collar, right? So after that, we have Robert Burns, Travels with Dottie, Happy, and he does TWD. A couple people do that, and I had to figure, what's TWD? Travels with Dottie. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, and enjoy your Thanksgiving meal in Parker. It's 19 degrees now in Parker, Colorado, and I just woke up in my recliner chair watching your comment videos from 4:30 a.m. to let our dog out, who wakes us up when she wants out. I think I have a problem and needs help. I enjoy your videos and watch most, but I got addicted to listening to your responses when I send a comment. It is so bad that I had to play back a video that was playing when I left the room for a nature call. What should I do? All kidding around. Keep them coming. The comments are great. You're having fun, and I laugh at the animated responses you make. It would be fun to have your friends Tim and Gerald join you in a comment session. That's a good idea. I'm going to be up at Daryl's house Monday morning. I'll do it with Daryl. The comments are great. You're having fun, and I laugh at the animated responses you make. It'd be fun to have your friends. I just read that. Enjoy your Thanksgiving meal with friends. That's a great idea, Robert. Great idea. I'll do it Monday morning. Exploring Quartzsite's Hidden Gems with Dottie was released today. I had some problem for years, and I quit sodas and carbs, and heartburn completely gone. Well, I don't drink sodas, and I don't think I can completely quit carbs and go on a non-carb diet. But even, I even have it when all I've eaten is meat. I've experimented with that and only had meat or protein and no bread or anything, and it's still persisted. But this medication they gave me is totally on the starting dose, eliminated it completely, and I looked it up, and it's it is the one they recommend for long-term use. So M. Campbell says, happy Thanksgiving, Rob. Thank you. It's always good to hear from you, see your comments. Covin88, the desert looks peaceful and beautiful. Can't wait to spend my next winter down there. That's great. And Hiker97, I had acid reflux for years and was prescribed Prilosec, and it worked wonders. If I missed a daily dose, I knew later that night I went on a keto diet and acid reflux disappeared. Consistent with the other comment. So that's going to be it for today. That's a lot of comments. I know it's almost 50 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed it. And some people send me emails, and I don't always. I had this problem where I wasn't getting the inbox off the channel. My fault. But a lot of them are just asking questions, and you can ask the question on any video, old or new, and the next day, I'm going to answer it like this, looking at you and talking. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.